I use the terms scholar, artist, and activist, and because we have three terms, but for me they're really just one. And often people right now might know me specifically in terms of my academic work because my book just came out and because I think that's easy for people to understand. But in fact, kind of my activism and artistry preceded that work. My mother, may Allah be pleased with her, she was an activist. Before she became Muslim, she was a student activist and she was a part of Black Panther Party. And so I grew up in a household that was very much sort of Pan-African and pro-Black and very much pro sort of like third world people and revolutionary, like all of those kinds of themes were in my household. So I always grew up with this sense of having a responsibility to do something in the world. How do we get people to think critically? Because that's the kind of skill that is not only important for just living your life, but it's important for sort of making the world into the one we want it to be. And so oftentimes this is how I see my work. So in terms of the scholarship, with Sapelo, the website that I run, very much about how do we have expert content on Black Muslims in the United States that is relevant and accessible to broader audiences, particularly Black Muslims themselves. And so how do we do that work as well? Bold, beautiful, Black, believing women. That's who inspires me. That's who raised me. That includes my mother, you know, who was a convert to Islam in 1975. She became Muslim. But it also includes her mother, my grandmother, Carmen Weeks, who was not Muslim when I was growing up or anything like that, but you know, really just supported me in every way possible, you know. Sister Bayina was my elementary school teacher, and she gave me this. She cut out all these faces, right, of all these women. And I know all of them, right? And my mother's here, and Auntie Aaliyah's here, Auntie Karima's here. And they created a world in which I grew up in which I knew who I was, and I knew that I was valuable and worthy. I knew that I had a great history, and I knew that I had possibilities to do whatever I wanted. And so this is where I come from, right? And this is who inspires me. And so when people see things that I do and if they inspire by that, it's because of this lineage, right? And this heritage that I have, that I'm grateful to have, that I was blessed to have. So my husband is really important to me because of the ways in which he supports who I am and what I do and my dreams and ambitions. I feel like fundamentally I have a foundation that's really strong and firm, and it's the community that raised me and the friends who reinforce me, you know, who really just, I think, make it possible to do what I'm doing.